Hey guys, and welcome to a brand new video here on FPL Now. Today we're going to be going over my final team selection for Game Week 4. So if you're excited for the video, drop a like down below, leave a comment, what are your FPL transfers this week, subscribe if you're brand new, and let's get into the video. So starting things off, I'm not going to be wildcarding this week. I've decided against it. Even though I think my team could benefit from it, it's also not in the worst possible shape. I think the triple Villa is really kind of what swayed me into wildcarding, but at the end of the day, it's not a major issue, and football can change in a day. They could go and beat Everton 3-0 and Watkins could get a brace and everything's really happy and everything's fine and dandy. They could also go and lose to Everton 2-0 and make the situation even worse, but I feel like it's very reactionary to wildcard already. So the team could look a lot better, and I think the wildcards do look quite nice this week, but I think my team doesn't necessarily need it 1000%. I do only have one free transfer in the bank. I've got a bit of money in the bank. We'll talk about the transfer portion later on, but either way, in goal, we've got Sanchez, who's got Brentford away. My other option is Dubravka, who's got Liverpool at home, so always going to be playing Sanchez in that fixture there. Again, don't really think they'll keep a clean sheet. I think Brentford away is, even though Brentford haven't looked amazing so far this season, I think it's very much in Chelsea fashion to go and concede like one goal to Brentford in like the 80th minute and annoy everybody that's got like Cucurella, Sanchez and Chalobah and players like that. But either way, Sanchez with Brentford away. I've also got Nico Williams, who's got Arsenal away, Konza, who's got Everton away, and then Pedro Porro, who's got West Ham away. So Porro's fine with West Ham. Konza, I mean, I feel like Everton will definitely score, especially because I've got Njayi as well, so I kind of need Everton to score. But at the end of the day, Konza can always score a header, he can get DEFCON or whatever. I just have to play him because my only other options are Diouf, who've got obviously West Ham at home, but I've got who have got Spurs at home, should I say, but I've got two Spurs players attacking that. So I feel like maybe Konza against Njayi is a better idea, but I don't know. At the end of the day, I feel like both West Ham and Villa concede this week. But either way, yeah, Konza and Porro. The Williams thing is a bit of an interesting one now. I mean, obviously with the sacking of Nuno and Ange coming in, I think Forest defense is gonna be on the decline. I mean, they were already on the decline a little bit. We were conceding silly goals, but now with Big Ange at the wheel, I think yeah, defensive situations are not going to be great for Forest. I think our attacking players are going to benefit from it, but defensively, which is what we're a very defensive club under Nuno, very defensive team, very good at what we do, you know, very much counter-attacking football. We'll get a goal here or there and win a game 1-0, 2-1, whatever. With Ange, it's going to be like we lose 4-0 or we win like 3-2 or something. It's just going to be one of those situations. I feel like with Forest defenders, they're not an immediate sell because obviously this week Arsenal away isn't great, but even under Nuno that wasn't going to be a great fixture. But then Burnley and Sunderland is obviously two fixtures that you kind of wouldn't mind Forest players for. Now we don't know how he's going to shape up the team. We don't know who's going to start. Obviously we have signed fullbacks that could replace Aina and Williams. We've got European football coming up as well, so we don't really know who's going to lose and keep their place. And obviously if Nico Williams gets benched this week, then it's very much likely that, you know, he's not going to be playing Burnley and Sunderland, like maybe he plays in Europe instead. So you got to watch out for things like that. But as of right now, I'm not going to play him this week. My transfer is going to be for a defender, and then obviously he's going to be on the bench and then come in for game week 5 and 6. But as of right now, obviously we're just kind of in limbo with the Forest players. It's the same with Chris Wood as well. We've signed like 2 or 3 other strikers. I don't think Chris Wood will lose his place, but he might not be the player that Ange wants. You know, maybe he wants a fast player instead of a slow kind of proper number 9. So I don't really know. We'll obviously have to wait and see. But those are the defenders and the goalkeeper. In midfield, I've got Fernandez, who's got City away, Mo Salah, who's got Burnley away, who's my captain, Kudus, who's got West Ham away, and Njayi, who's got Villa at home, and then Rodgers, who's got Everton away as well. So yeah, with Fernandez, I mean, I don't think he's going to do anything really against City, but I've just got other fires in my team that I kind of need to put out. And as well as that, he's got some okay-ish fixtures coming up. I feel like if I don't wildcard this week, I'm probably going to free hit in 6. So obviously I do have Haaland, who's got Burnley at home and stuff like that. And then for game week 7, Fernandez has got Sunderland at home. And then maybe I wildcard around game week 8 when the Villa fixtures get quite bad. And then obviously when other fixtures get really good, like Arsenal and stuff like that. So I think that if I don't wildcard this week, which I've kind of convinced myself not to, I'm probably going to wildcard in and around 8-ish, maybe something like that. But yeah, that means I'm going to be playing Fernandez this week. I'm going to be playing him against Chelsea. I'll probably free hit him out against Brentford, and then I'll have him for Sunderland at home, who I'll probably captain him for that fixture, and then I'll transfer him out in game week 8 when I wildcard. Salah as the captain hasn't been very great lately at all, but there's just no other captaincy option that I'd rather have. Kudus with West Ham away, absolutely fine. Njai with Villa at home, absolutely fine. Like I say, even though I need my Villa players to do well, I also need Njai to do well as well, because he is still a little bit of a differential. And then Rodgers, very nice assist in the England game against Serbia to settle Madueke. So if he could do a couple more of them against Everton, then that would be all right. But either way, that's the midfield. And then up top, we've got Watkins, who's got Everton away, who again still has not performed at all. He's had like 2 or 3 shots or something in 2 games. It's been in 3 games. It's been very, very underwhelming. Obviously the Sunderland away and the Burnley home fixtures coming up are kind of his saving grace, but you know, this could be a very, very bad idea not to wildcard this week and keep my triple Villa, or it could be, you know, a blessing in disguise, and maybe when everybody's selling them, they then go and pop off. I don't really know, but yeah, I feel like maybe I'm just going to benefit more from wildcarding later on, but I also don't have Haaland this week and stuff, so I don't know. I'm not completely made up my mind whether I'm going to wildcard or not. And if I do wildcard, I'll make a video about it tomorrow. But as of right now, this is my team selection. And then João Pedro up front as well, who's got Brentford away. There's a little bit of talk about him potentially not starting, because obviously he was in Brazil and it's a long flight. He only played like 100 minutes over the friendlies and stuff, though I think he'll be fine. Plus Delap's out. Guy is probably not going to start over João Pedro, so I think everything's going to be fine with that. And then on the bench, I've got Dubravka, who's got Liverpool at home, Diouf, who's got Spurs at home, Mark Guy, who's got Brentford away, and then Esteve, who's got Liverpool at home. So the bench is not good at all. I've got 2 players playing Liverpool, 1 player that's not going to start, and then Diouf, who's got Spurs at home. So I've basically got 1 player on my bench. But that's kind of what the team looks like right now. Let's take a look at transfers. So this is my transfer situation here. So I've got 2 mil in the bank with 1 free transfer. So my transfer this week is probably going to be Diouf out. I don't necessarily think I need him. I mean, the Palace fixture's okay-ish, but next week I'll obviously have Konza, who's got Sunderland away, Williams, who's got Burnley away, and then I'll have a defender that I bring in this week who will have a good fixture, or I just play Porro, who's got Brighton away. So it's not the worst situation at all. So I don't need to play Diouf as Spurs at home. And then Everton away, Arsenal away. Like, he's not a player that I need. Unfortunately, I did miss his 10 points, which was really annoying, but it is what it is. So straight off the bat, I think the player that I'm really looking at bringing in is Munoz, who's got Sunderland at home this week and then West Ham away next week. He does have Liverpool in game week 6, but again, I'd be free hitting that week, so it doesn't really matter. And then I have him back for Everton, Bournemouth, stuff like that. So that's the transfer that I'm kind of just thinking of making this week. And then in game week 5, I will probably transfer out Njai and bring in somebody like Semenyo. And then I will have still a little bit of money in the bank. I mean, the Newcastle at home fixture's not ideal to bring him in on, but also Newcastle haven't been solid really. So maybe that's a transfer that I make when Njai's got Liverpool. But that's the kind of transfers that I could make on the build up to the game week 6 free hit, but I haven't fully decided what to do with Njai yet. Maybe I keep him, I don't know, because he does have West Ham at home after, which is nice, but obviously that's in game week 6 anyway, so I'd be free hitting regardless. So yeah, I think Munoz this week, I could go for a Liverpool defender and bring in somebody like Virgil van Dijk instead of Munoz, who I still have the money for, and he's got Burnley away and Everton at home, which I'm not against either. He's a 6 mil centre back, so hopefully get some DEFCON points. 2 fixtures coming up that are really nice. I'm not really convinced by Liverpool defence at the moment. They have been very shaky at the back, but obviously he could score a bullet header. You never know, and it'd be nice to have a Liverpool defender for those 2 fixtures coming up. But I feel like Everton score against them, and Burnley away, you never know. Burnley, they did put 2 past United. I'm not saying that United's defence is good, but it's just something that could potentially happen. So it'll either be Munoz or Virgil van Dijk coming in this week, and because I just need a player that can play in the next 2 fixtures really, and both Munoz and Virgil van Dijk can do that. I feel like from an attacking point of view, Munoz is probably a little bit better with how forward he gets. The Sunderland at home fixture is probably better than Burnley away, even though, you know, Virgil's playing in a better team. So yeah, that's something that I need to think about, and that's obviously what I'm going to do if I don't wildcard. If I do wildcard, I'm probably going to go with my wildcard draft that I made like last week with Haaland and Salah and Semenyo, players like that, because I do really, really like that draft, and I think it kind of sets you up really nicely as well. So that will probably be my wildcard draft in and around that. I know that it doesn't have any Arsenal players and stuff, but obviously you kind of attack those players when the fixtures get a little bit better, because obviously after this week, Arsenal don't have very good fixtures. So still kind of like and ahhing. Obviously there's only a couple of days left until the deadline, so I have to make up my mind whether I'm going to wildcard or not. But if I don't, it will probably be Munoz or Virgil van Dijk in. But either way, that is my Game Week 4 team selection. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, drop a like down below. Leave a comment. What are your transfer plans for this week? Subscribe if you're brand new. Ring the notification bell. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And until next time,